Hi folks, welcome back. Bit of a garden update today because it's a beautiful autumnal day. The leaves are starting to fall. A lot of leaves to clear up as well. First batch of leaves, we'll come back to that later on maybe. But I was just going to give you a bit of a tour of what's been going on, how the garden's looking now towards autumn time in 2023. Everything is generally very wet at the minute because we had the whole Storm Babbitt thing and the river got quite high. Not like crazily high, nowhere near up to this kind of level, but yeah, it was pretty high up. It's still fast flowing at the minute, but the levels have dropped down a lot from where they were. But my little log pile house was completely underwater, so yeah, it had come up a fair bit. It's kind of nice though, because with the water levels rising a bit and the flow increasing on the river, all the mozzies are now gone because we had a bit of a mozzie problem this year with it being a really damp summer. You couldn't really come down here in the summer very much because you would just get absolutely eaten alive. So, I need to create a bit of space somewhere here. That should be alright. Appear to have a whole load of bricks down here underneath all this. I didn't plant the bricks. Look at that. That's brand new. That'll be from when the house was first built. What's that? Copper pipe of some description. I'm gonna actually need some extra soil here because it all just kind of drops away a bit. Could do with a bit more space as well. I'll do, get some soil. No one would ever know. So I've tried to keep the root ball as intact as possible with these. They're being relocated from another section of the garden, but this is kind of perfect for them here. Dig a bit of a hole. Oh, they're certainly not going to need watered in, I tell you that much. Be alright. Oh, I feel another brick. That should be right. That'll do. I will tidy all this up at some other time. It's just forming a bit of a natural hedge. None of this is touching the new bits of hedge. As long as they've got enough room to grow, that'll be fine. There we go, that'll do. Another job done. What I also want to do is get a lot of this stuff shifted over to that side of the garden so that I can start on the greenhouse stuff. Guess this is where all the snails have been living. Little buggers. They're going to go for a swim. Sorry, snails. Lordy. Actually, that's all right. Oh, the snails, my God. Sorry, mate. You're off. Wow, this is where the snails live. Most of them. Sorry, buddy. Going for a little journey. Actually, be better with that way. I can get that all the way there. Look at that. Perfect. Oh, hey, another one. I'm going to be finding these storage heater tiles for the rest of the time. Don't know why I'm raking this. It's all going to get dug up soon, but hey, at least it'll be neat and tidy in the meantime. Yeah, completely pointless. Right, let me just mark these pegs because I've got a very important question for you guys. And hopefully it'll make a bit more sense if you can see those. So, greenhouse here. At the minute, this marks out an 8 by 8 square. Kind of thinking of an 8 by 8 greenhouse, but I'm not entirely sure. So obviously we've killed off enough grass under the sheeting here to allow for an 8 by 10 if we wanted. But I went to look at some greenhouses the other day, me and Mrs. Mac, and the 8 by 10 looked massive, and I just don't know if it's too big. So, I mean, 8 by 8, I'll walk around each point. So 8 by 8 would be like to there, just so you get an idea of scale, bit of a gap at the back to here, along to there. So 8 by 8's a pretty big greenhouse. And the other thing with it being 8 by 8 is that it doesn't encroach on the garden too much. So looking from around where the studio room is, there's the front left, there's the front right, and looking all the way from the bifolds patio area next to the house, whew, there's the front left, there's the front right. Can you even see me? I don't know. I can barely see the camera. I think you can see us. So, don't know, if it comes out an extra 2 foot, the end of the greenhouse will be about here. And at the front left corner, that would put the end of the greenhouse about there. I don't know. Is that going to look too big? Probably won't, to be honest. Let me know down in the comments. Another little job. We are still battling with red thread disease, or this might not be red thread disease, to be honest. It's not as red as the patches that we had up there, but either way, it's turning brown and it doesn't look great. I think it's just down to the amount of rain we've had. We've had so much rain, and the ground is pretty compacted, like so. I'm just going to try and open up some drainage in this. Maybe it's a bit of a low point and it's where all of the water ends up or something. I don't know. See if this makes any difference. It's hard to get the fork in, and that's a bad sign considering how much rain we've had. That was better. In fact, telltale. See, there's no problems here. Let's see. Yeah, fork goes in much better there. Maybe it's just a bit compacted. This might fix it. We shall see. There's bits where the fork goes in no bother. Other bits where it's quite solid. I have no idea if this is going to fix the problem, because I've really got no idea what I'm doing. But it's an easy fix if it does sort it out. Because fertiliser fixes it. But as soon as the fertiliser's kind of worn off, a few weeks later it's just gone back to brown again. I think over time we'll just build up loads of organic material on this over time. We'll just keep top dressing it with compost every year. And hopefully we can kind of get some life back into this soil. I think that is what the problem is. The soil's dead. Let me know what you think. You see, that's really solid there. That reminds us, I'll show you this. So if you remember, we bought a bottle brush plant and unfortunately bottle brush plants are not very hardy, so whether or not we'd make it through an English winter in the northeast of England is kind of anyone's guess. I've looked up online, I have no clue how you're supposed to overwinter them, other than perhaps bringing a pot inside a greenhouse or something like that, but we don't have a greenhouse yet. All I've done is mulch the base with loads of compost, and then I bought a couple of these fleece things off Amazon. They're specifically like horticultural fleece, which I've now made dirty, and I've put 2 of them on just in hope that it saves it over the winter. Don't know, we shall see. I'll report back next spring on that one, see if we've still got a bottle brush plant. I don't know what we're going to do long term, because once this gets big, how do you fleece it? I don't know. Again, let me know in the comments below, because I have no idea. There's been loads of badger poo in the garden as well, and I think that's from fox urine, where it's turned the lawn literally white. Oh, rain's starting, so I'm going to have to hurry up. But one thing that might save this patch of grass, my understanding is that foxwee is acidic, and we've got loads of ash from the fire. So I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of fire ash on here, because I think fire ash is alkalinic, and hopefully that might help that grass come back a bit. I don't know, do you think? Would that work? We shall see. If not, don't really care. Oh, and another thing that we've been doing, we have planted millions of bulbs all the way down here, all around these sides here. Daffodils, alliums, crocuses, what else? Bluebells, probably some other stuff as well that I've forgotten about. So hopefully, come springtime, this should be rocking. One final job before the rain gets too heavy. I heard that fruit trees like fire ash, apparently. Is that a thing? I'm sure I read that somewhere. So, I don't know how much. What do you reckon? Shove some of that down there. Because this is a little young cherry tree. I might as well use all of it. Don't know. See what that does. Right, folks, it's absolutely chucking it down. I think we're going to have to call it a day. And I think it's going to be raining for about the next week or so. So kind of glad I got a little bit done. I desperately need to start on these foundations for the greenhouse. I keep procrastinating about it. The grass should be well dead under that sheeting now. So yeah, that's a job coming up. Still got more bulbs to plant as well. It's early days for this garden, you know. We literally stripped it back to the bare minimum to kind of start from scratch. So there's a lot to do, and it's absolutely amazing having you guys following us along on this journey of amateur gardening. Do hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we shall see you next time. Tatty bye.